Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So the other day, I was talking about Caitlyn Clark again. And I said that the black women of the WNBA were not going to treat her like Miss Ann because they don't know anything about Miss Ann anyway. And a lot of you also had never heard of the Miss Ann syndrome and asked me to do a video about it. I said I would explain it if you didn't know, if you wanted me to do a video about it. So I'm going to talk about Miss Ann because several of you said you had never heard of the Miss Ann syndrome. And not only is it a Miss Ann syndrome, Miss Ann is a legend in American Southern culture. So first I'm going to give you an introduction to Miss Ann. So you get the idea. The prototype of Miss Ann is a Southern white woman, usually wealthy, landowner, plantation wife, but bossy, confident, pampered, and expects other people to bow to her whims. And when I say other people, I'm mostly talking about black people. So Miss Ann, as the idealized American woman, was to be revered, exalted, and most of all, obeyed. When they're young and beautiful, they might be called a Southern belle, and they walk around in beautiful clothes and act cute and seem like they have good manners, but you better not cross them. And then when they get older, they're really mean and crabby because life still didn't quite turn out the way they thought it would. So then they call them steel magnolias because they have a heart of steel, and you better not cross them either. Now obviously that's not all Southern women, and to a certain extent Miss Ann might be considered a stereotype with some. But this notion came through the slave system, and in the slave system Miss Ann was real. And that is why I said that the black women of the WNBA are not going to treat her like Miss Ann because, number one, that's a slavery time term, and number two, those young women don't know anything about Miss Ann. But I also want to add that just because black people have moved beyond some of those terminologies and some of those behaviors, it doesn't mean that other people have moved beyond them, because they haven't. Because every chance they get, they'll be trying to get you to give them some kind of respect that they think they deserve. And you're looking at them like you're crazy. You know, it ain't going down like that. But they don't forget. They haven't forgotten, because they still get that taught to them at home, in their churches, in their meetings, in their private schools. They are still taught how it used to be in America. So I think that black people would do well to remember that. Just because you don't want to respect those old behaviors, that doesn't mean that they don't want them from you. And this whole thing about making all this big to-do about Caitlyn Clark, everybody's got to bow down to her. That's what this is, y'all. That's what it is. And every time a black person jumps on board with this, it's really an advanced case of Samboitis, because this girl is no more special than anybody else. She has to go there and win her place and play on the level that those other players are playing on. And the idea that so many people seem to think that she came there knowing everything about professional women's basketball and that she didn't have anything to learn from those other players is absurd. And it really shows, especially when these black people do it, it really tells you where their mentality is. They might be living in the 21st century, but their mindset is really back in the 19th and 20th centuries. And I'm very proud of those black players for staying on their game and not being intimidated by all of this media blitz that she's receiving. They don't owe her any kind of Miss Ann treatment. Now that's what I think. But let me know what you think. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video. And as always, have a great day.